headline from the New York Post. Workers are rage quitting. Crappy jobs. Oh, gosh. I don't know why this amuses me. Because, I love a good headline. I think Madison's trained in headline writing. Did you ever take a headline writing class in college? She did? Okay, you did. Anybody else in the control room do that? All right. So I don't have her on the headphones right now, but at some point, I think it would be fun for us to do a little thing on what they teach about headline writing. And I can make that relevant. But anyway, I saw this and I thought, this is a good headline. Workers are rage quitting crappy jobs. Okay, so first, before I get into the story, the article's from the New York Post. They actually aren't rage quitting crappy jobs. The headline should read, and this is not the headline writer's fault. It's a fabulous headline. They just aren't informed. The headline should read, workers are rage quitting crappy leaders. So great headline, just not an informed editor. By the way, ask Madison, she's not on the mic. Who writes headlines? Well, what's that position? Somebody on a microphone.
Editor.
An editor does that? Okay, good. So we need to help the editor out at the New York Post, because here's the deal. People never leave crappy companies. They leave crappy leaders. And it's the crappy leaders who create the crappy company. So I just want to get that right, because it's not just a semantic thing. This isn't a play on words. However, let's get into this a little bit. But one other thing I should point out, and if Madison needs to correct me on this, I'm fine with it. I didn't talk to you about this prior to the show. You don't have to get on the mic. Folks, you got to know this. She's so put out. She's over there listening to the show. She's producing the show. She's paying attention. She's back in the chair against the back wall. She's got her laptop on her lap. And I start doing this, and she's like, really, dude? Really going to make me get on the mic? This is what's going on. I want you to understand the work relationship we have. There she is. Look, see, I'm calling her out. She hates all this attention, by the way, but she's really, really good at what she does. Okay. I'm just saying, correct me later. If you feel like correcting me in the middle of the show, that's fine too, but you don't have to get up yet. Be comfortable. Here's my point. When I share a news article like this, and you need to understand this, any news article like this that's really, really negative, that finds these like crazy examples, understand that these editors are going out and finding people that are really pissed off. So understand, am I right there? This isn't like there's no study here. All right, so here's what I'm talking about. We got some pseudonyms. Kendra. She said stress began to roll downhill from management during coronavirus. And she said to the editor, she's not the type of person to act out in the heat of the moment, but she got pushed to. It was a constant barrage of passive aggression that finally got to her when her manager refused to explain what the problem at hand was during a heated conversation. After that, Kendra walked out, never to return. So we have two issues here. Number one was a heated conversation. We don't know who turned the heat up. Maybe it's for both of them. But again, the leader, if this is true, and this is a giant asterisk here, but let's, at face value, if this is true that the manager wouldn't tell Kendra what the reason was because they just didn't want to have a messy conversation, this is when frustration spills over. It's better to have a kind and clear, messy conversation than it is to try to skirt a messy conversation and you're cryptic and you're not really giving them information. And people get pissy really quick when you're not clear with them because they're trying to figure it out. They're trying to read you. And it's a puzzle no one wants to solve. Come on, leaders. Part of being a leader is you're going to have some messy conversations. And the best way to do it is to show them actual respect by being kind and clear. Here's another one. Retail employee Helena isn't the type to rage quit either, but was also recently moved to. She was checking her phone because a relative had just suffered a stroke. She was looking for updates. Her manager then made a staff-wide announcement that workers should put their phones in their lockers. Then that was followed up by a question from her leader saying, no. That followed up with Helena starting to ask, why am I working hard for a company that doesn't value me? She wrote a resignation letter giving 2 weeks notice, but didn't even get a chance to deliver it when her manager yelled at her again during a subsequent shift. So again, a subsequent shift. If you're a leader and you're yelling at people, good Lord. You could yell at somebody making $50 an hour and it doesn't feel good, but if you yell at somebody making $10 an hour, let me just tell you something. It reminds me of that classic Johnny Paycheck song, Joe. Take this job and shove it. This is what rage quitting is. For you, those of you who have no idea who Johnny Paycheck is, don't worry about it. I'll save you the time and effort. Old country music star. And that was probably his one-hit wonder. He may have had a couple other hits, but
he did. Or the other one, These Boots Are Made for Walking.
Oh, yeah. Who sang that one?
Nancy Sinatra's daughter.
Okay, very good. So, you know, the point is that you gotta make people feel valuable. Because when they're in a lower paying job that is very difficult, that's not in their sweet spot, you want to retain people in a job that's not in their sweet spot, but everybody knows it's like a rung on the ladder. You got to make them feel valuable, leaders. That's why we share this kind of stuff. This is a leadership problem. But I would also say that this headline is well written. Nothing in here was rage-inducing at all. So I want to make a further point because I'm a big believer in what you put in your head, what you read, and how it affects you. None of this was rage quitting. Both of these examples in a rage quitting article, there was no rage, Joe. Nobody hit anybody. Nobody broke anything. Nobody set anything on fire. They both just quit. So careful of headlines. These headline people, they know what they're doing.